lagi. Belum lagi tunggu exam. So next week I bagi exam then baru baca. Okay. Dah sign in dah attendance? The attendance will be open until only during the class hour until 5 I share with you my screen. Okay, nampak dah ya? Can you see my screen?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. Okay, blockchain for business. This one according to an essential report, blockchain is one of the most talked about topics. People talk about topics, but I don't know whether they really understand what is blockchain. Basically, blockchain is very simple. If you want to understand, it's very simple. It is macam the connections between department. Like say in our campus, we have a kuliah. We have a kuliah and then we have a central management like rector buildings is the center. Okay, so under rector have academic divisions. Under academic divisions there are kuliah and we also have apa nama dia mahala accommodation division, and then we also have registration division Ahmad kan. And then so many divisions, but it is a centralized meaning that it is controlled by one main division, a father. The parent is the rector buildings. So when we enter register, when you first register your names and matrix number with Ahmad, so Ahmad actually will key in your data in the system, and your name and your matrix number will be linked with finance divisions, will link with a kuliah, will link with accommodation, mahala, and others. Okay, like you want to register courses, it link. Okay, so the kuliah and the mahala, it is we can say it is block. Okay, one block and the other block, so many blocks, it's linked together, it becomes a chain. Chain kan rantaian, chain each other. Okay, and the blockchain can be centralized, decentralized, and can be just independent. Okay, later on we'll discuss. So it is block of chain, many blocks, but it is tied together. So what is blockchain? It is replicated shared ledgers. Ledgers is accounts. They share the accounts. If let's say if we open login iMaklum, we can see, you can see many things there. The ledgers of your own personal accounts, isn't it? Okay, you can see your financial statements, your registered courses, your final exam result in iMaklum, kan? So it is shared ledgers. Consensus ledger sama shared databases. One database is shared by all. So finance divisions can actually upload or see your data at other block. Your mahala, whether you have paid mahala fee or not, your registration fee, okay? And then peer-to-peer database. Peer is like a colleagues, peer-to-peer database. You, let's say among kuliah, if you want to register other courses from other kuliah, so economics can see, okay, what are the courses that you have registered with other kuliah. Okay, peer-to-peer database. It is a database. chains of databases. And then mutual distributed ledgers, samalah shared ni, mutual distributed. And then distributed ledgers, synchronous ledgers. So it is blockchain. Very simple. Okay. Even in we use Google Classroom. We use a Google Classrooms for our virtual class. It is also, I think we can see it is blockchain juga. It is small blockchains. We have a block of I prepared you the slide column, attendance column, submissions of assignment columns. Okay, and then I put there is a marks for assignment. So later on I can gather all your marks. Okay, so this block of section, it is chained together so that we can call all the information. Okay, uh, very easy. Yeah? So blockchain technology is a structure that stores transactional records. It stores. So once we enter, we download the data, so it will be recorded. Okay, when I give you, I upload a video or slide, so it will be recorded. Once I delete, it also will detect and record. So every single thing that happens related to database, so it will record. Also known as the block of the public in several databases, known as the chain in a network connected through peer-to-peer nodes. Nodes ni dia punya coding lah. Same nodes lah coding So typically this storage is referred to as a digital ledger. What is ledger?
Account.
Account kan. Kalau previously we do like accountant do a traditional ledger, dia record, ada ledger book kan. I do not know whether you learn about ledger book during your secondary school. There is a apa nama dia, big ledger books. Every transactions we record. So previously, traditionally, there is a physical ledger book. Okay. Nowadays, the digital ledger book, nowadays we use digital ledger book. We record the transactions in the system. It is ledger but digital, no physical. Okay, so blockchains will store all the ledger, the account, the transactions, whatever happens, it is a storage. So every transaction in this ledger is authorized by the digital signature of the owner. So only the legal owner, let's say the accountant, they need to sign in. Then he can enter to see the ledger. Like say only you individually, you can only see your own iMaklum by using your digital signature. What is your digital signature? Is your username and password. That is your digital signature. So which authenticates the transaction and safeguards it from the tampering. So this no one can enter the ledger without the digital signature. So blockchain is the technology capable of supporting various applications related to multiple industries like finance, supply chain, manufacturing, but Bitcoin is a currency. This one apa nama dia, confusion between blockchain and Bitcoin. Okay, macam most people say blockchain and Bitcoin is the same one, the same thing. No, blockchain is the storage. Okay, but Bitcoin is a currency that relies on blockchain technology to be secure. Why people confused about this? Because of the appearance of blockchain. Blockchain appear because of Bitcoin. Okay, at that times people wanted to use Bitcoin in order to make it like legal and secure. They use the technology of blockchains to apa namanya, to offer Bitcoins. But after that, blockchain is actually can be used to do many other transactions, not only Bitcoin. Okay. So the gist behind blockchains, distributed database and potentially trustless. So every user of blockchain has access to the entire database of transactions and their complete history. Like iMaklum or iTaklim, okay? No single participant controls the informations. Your friends cannot control your own account. And every participant can access it without an intermediary. It assumes an environment where users do not necessarily know or trust each other. Okay, we doesn't need to trust with the with the system, because the system is just a medium to store the value. Okay, no need to have trust, because nobody can enter our system without authorization. And then peer-to-peer communication, there is no intermediary. Communication occurs directly between peers. Like say you want to pay your tuition fee, you directly pay online using maybe apa, directly online using IIUM operation accounts. Okay, no need to have like agents to pay to them and then they will pay to IIUM. It is direct. You can maksudnya like if you want to transfer apa namanya fund directly, then we use apa nama dia, kalau we transfer fund kan, so we directly communicate with the third party. Okay, like we want to transfer from Maybank to CIMB, so we open our Maybank account and then we select CIMB account, the third party transfer, isn't it? No need to transfer with agents. Okay, so we direct communicate with the third party that we want to transfer the money. And then irreversibility of record, we cannot reverse the record. Whatever happened, it is recorded, cannot be deleted. Okay, so transactions can only be aided, tak boleh nak record back, tak boleh nak apa nama dia, macam delete. Delete pun it will record. Okay, that we already deleted the such transaction or information. Yeah? They cannot be changed. They will be chronologically ordered. So if we enter, then we delete, and enter and delete, so that will be recorded and available to all other participants. Even the history pun we cannot delete kan. Kalau dekat laptop, we always delete the history kan. Kalau tak nak semua, we do not want to others to apa, to know whatever that we have done with the computer, we delete the history. But this one, no, we cannot delete the history. So various algorithms ensure that transactions in the database are correct. They use an algorithm, the computer language, and permanent, chronological, and available to others. Others can see it. Okay. Okay, smart contracts. Some of the blockchain technologies available can be executed or can execute pre-programmed business rules or business logic called smart contracts. Okay, we have traditional contract. In the traditional contract, we have physical contracts, like macam a pages or 50 pages stated who are the parties, what the intentions of the contract, buy and sell contracts. So any rules and regulation, any conditions stipulates. Okay, so that traditional contract can be converted into smart contract and can be executed through blockchain. Okay, so the agreement is signed online. This means that the executions of certain code can be triggered when certain events happen, like pay shipper when goods have been delivered. So this is pre-programmed. Smart contract is many usage of smart contract lah. It depends on how we want to use it, in what purpose. Okay, whether for the agreement or to sending some instructions to the systems to pay apa nama dia, to transfer the money, like a bank instruction kan. Bank instruction, we instruct the bank to deduct a certain amount of money from our accounts monthly, for example, for saving. Okay, it is sending instructions. It is a smart contract, the contract that we sign with other parties, but we can pre-program the contracts and ask the system to do on our behalf. Okay, so it is also a blockchain. So far, any question? Are you clear? What is blockchain?
Yes.
Yes,
Hmm.
madam.
Okay, senang je kan nak fahamnya. Okay, so advantages of blockchains. The first one is highly secure. Blockchain technology use a digital signature feature. Uh, we have to register with our digital signature, and then to conduct fraud-free transactions, making it impossible. Like we have when we want to transfer money, the bank will send us apa nama dia, ada code to
TAC.
tag kan, tag number to our phone kan. So it is a digital signature and digital password. Okay, so no one can have it. Except the authorization people lah. We are. Okay, and then okay, and then second one, decentralized system. Decentralized. Conventionally, you need the approval of regulatory authorities like a government or bank for transactions. However, with blockchain, the transactions are done with the mutual consensus of users, resulting in smoother, safer and faster transactions. Like if you want to transfer money to the third party that using CIMB bank account, no need to get approval from the bank. Okay, previously if we want to transfer the money, we have to go to the bank branch and then fill up the form and then get the officer signature so that we can transfer, get approval from them, then we can transfer the money or withdraw the money. Nowadays we can withdraw, we can transfer without their approval. Then we call decentralized. It is agreed. Consensus of all parties that involved, then we are allowed to do the transaction when we have a right to do it using our own bank account. Okay, so it is decentralized, not centralized. Decentralized, so everybody can do the transactions. And then automation's capability. Like in decentralized system ni, kalau if I want to give you example in the university, like if you want to withdraw the courses within I think first and second week of the semester, then you are allowed to withdraw online, kan? So tak perlu no need to get a signature from the dean or from any lecturer, okay, unless you have exceeded the period where they have closed the online registrations or add and drop system. Okay, it is decentralized, we can do it independently. And then other advantage is automation capability. So the blockchain technology is programmable and can generate systematic actions, events and payments automatically when the criteria of the trigger are met. So it can be programmed. Okay, like sending sending instructions to the banks. We send the instructions to the banks. We just click a certain point in our own account, and then they will give us directions lah. And then we have options whether how much we want to transfer monthly, and then what is the third party to transfer. Okay, so it is automation capability. So it is reduce the cost, reduce time. Okay, so if you want to pay like say utility, electric bill, water bill or telephone bill, we just send instructions to the bank or using our bank accounts, okay, to pay all the bills, and we registered the bills under apa nama dia, um, apa nama kat belakang bill tu, pay, I forgot, Okay, we can register our bills at the bank accounts and then ask them to pay on our behalf monthly. Okay, it's easy. So it is a chain of payment system. Yeah. Okay, so there are three types of chains. Centralized, decentralized, and distributed. So centralized means one node does everything. Okay, one node does everything. Like only one block that is allow to do the transactions. Okay, to do anything lah. Okay, uh, so like say um, apa dia? This one centralized. It is not most of the apa nama dia, the blockchain is decentralized and distributed. Decentralized and distributed. URA is decentralized. Distributed here is like crowdfunding. Crowdfunding. Okay, nodes are only connected to peers. No central authority. This one, we have a central authority and we have other authorized blocks that can be apa nama dia, can connect each other, but they still have to report to the one central authority. This one only one. Okay, so the other block doesn't have a control. And this one, everybody, all the blocks have control. Like say peer-to-peer lending, peer-to-peer lendings. No authority among us, like we create our group in class, so no lecturer. No lecturer in class. You among them, you are learning among you. Okay? So no central authority to control, but these blocks of nodes, they are connecting each other. They assist each other based on dia punya objective lah. Why they structure the block like that, like peers to peers lending. They lend money to each other and they utilize and they pay back the money. Okay, okay, these are the platform of blockchain, peer-to-peer lendings, or basically so many apa nama dia, applicable of the blockchain is applicable to many areas. Not only transactions in medical lines pun, the hospital systems, appointment with the doctor, and then the doctor and then with the apa nama dia, any department in the hospital, they are connected each other. Okay, until the pharmaceutical department. Okay, okay, wait, Safia, somebody. Okay, and then components of blockchains. There are three components of blockchains. Okay, the first one is cryptographic keys. Second one is a peer-to-peer network containing a shared ledger. And third one is a computer, a means of computing the system to store the transactions and records of the network. The first one is cryptographic keys. What is cryptographic keys? Cryptographic keys consist of two keys, the private key and public key. Private key is meant for the individuals, and then public means for all. Okay, and then these keys help in performing successful transaction between two parties. And then each individual has these two keys which they use to produce a secure digital identity reference, like a username and password. Okay, and then this secured identity is the most important aspect of blockchain technology. So in the world of cryptocurrency, this identity is referred to as digital signature and is used for authorizing and controlling transaction. Okay, so cryptographic keys is the digital signature. Okay, so usually the system will Yes, the blockchain is meant for all, for the public, but in the system itself, like in the university system, there will be a digital signature that can be utilized by individual. Okay, because who are the one that will adopt the blockchain is people, isn't it? Not the robot. So people is actually the parties that run the blockchain. So they need to have a very specific keys to have specific keys like a private key and also a public key to enter into the system and private key to have a specific own account. Okay. And then a peer-to-peer network containing a shared ledger. So once they have created their own accounts, okay, and then they have to connect with the other block, the system itself, like a payment system. Okay, the shared peer network is also important lah. Network the platforms. Okay, the platforms are where actually to have or to perform the blockchains. Like in Maybank to you, like in apa nama dia, BIS account for Bank Islam. So it is network, network lah. And then the digital signature is merged with the peer-to-peer network. We use the digital signature in the network. We sign in the Maybank to you. Okay, so in Maybank to you, the bank already registered with other peers, like the third party, like other banks, and then the governments, the other bodies, the third party, like TNB, like Syabas, like ada third party Post Malaysia, okay, for the payment. This one in the context of bank lah. Okay, register with other third party to have a network. If there is no peer-to-peer network, so the blockchain will not happen lah. There is no change of the apa nama dia of the block of the informations to be transferred. And then a large number of individuals who act as authorities use the digital signature in order to reach a consensus on transactions among others. When they authorize a deal, it is certified by a mathematical verifications and then which result in a successful secured transactions between the two network connected parties. Okay, we transfer money to the third party. Okay, so they must the system will generate a mathematical verifications, codings, okay, and then they must be matched together in the system in our end also using our phone. They must match together and they will send instructions like a tag number. And then for us to enter into the system also need to prepare what actually the tag number that match with the transaction. And then blockchain users employ a cryptographic keys to perform different types of digital interactions over the peer-to-peer network. Okay, it is a link. Okay, hash encryption. This is the language, the computer language in blockchain. So blockchain technology use hash encryptions to secure the data, relying mainly on the SHA-256 algorithm. Ni nama code algorithm ni for the hash encryption. So to secure the information, the address of the sender, the public key, the receiver address, the transaction and her private key details are transmitted via the SHA-256 algorithm. Ni kena belajar algorithm pula, okay. And then the encrypted informations, this one information yang dah di translate using algorithm, which is called hash encryption, is transmitted across the world and added to the blockchain after verifications. We see that it is just a simple transfer of money, but basically how they did it using their language, the computer language. Why when we enter the tag number and then they verify and automatically our money is deducted. how they do it, kan? So nampak macam, wow, it's magic actually. It's magic. Okay, the system deduct our account and then the other party receive. And then we can transfer from Maybank to CIMB, Maybank to Bank Islam account. So how they transfer the money? Where is actually the money? Kan? Where is actually our money? So we deposit money through online, transfer, and then previously we deposit money to the bank branch. The bank keep our money, 100 ringgit with them. So now we transfer just online. Where is actually the physical money? How they transfer from bank to the other bank? How they settle those transactions? Billion of transactions, okay, not only 1 or 2 million of transactions, how they settle it, okay. All of this is actually blockchains using the technology. They actually, I also do not know how to answer this. Okay, it is not a physical transfer, online transfer, but at the end of the day, it's reflect wealth or the profit of the bank. Kan? So, and then whether the bank, how much the physical money is stored by the bank, how much is the online money stored by the bank, kan? And then the SHA-256 algorithm makes it almost impossible to hack the hash encryptions because every single transaction have a different different hash ataupun dia punya language tu different, dia punya code tu takkan sama, so not easy for the hacker to disturb the language itself. Okay, which in turn simplifies the sender and receiver's authentications. Have you heard about the case of hacker ni? They call us and then they say that they have they unintentionally took our money and then they ask us then we will receive the tag number. They cannot hack, they cannot receive tag number. Only one people that is the owner of the account would receive the tag number. Whatever that they did, they do with the system, they will not receive the tag number. Only the authorized person will receive the tag number. They call us to ask for the tag number. They do many tricks lah. Okay, there are many cases, but still they cannot disturb the system. They will not receive the tag number. Tag number is the digital signature lah. Okay, so it is the secrecy for the blockchain user. Okay, what about mining? Have you heard about data mining? Ada kan? Okay, what about mining? The process of adding transactional details to the present digital or public ledger is called mining. Adding, the process of adding mining kan, mining tu macam dia macam hacking ataupun dia do something. Okay, mining, data mining, add to the data, adding transactional details to the present digital or public ledger is called mining. Though the term is associated with Bitcoin, banyaklah kan, so, kalau mining dia Bitcoin, ada mining machine, and then but the mining is used to refer to other blockchain technologies as well. Okay, mining not only refer to the Bitcoin, mining also would refer to the other blockchain technology. Okay, because Bitcoin is blockchain technology. Okay. Okay, so mining involves generating the hash of a block. So when there is additional information added to the block, so the process is called mining. Okay, so that process will generate a new language of hash, so which is tough to fork, thereby ensuring the safety of the entire blockchain without needing a central system. Okay, safety. Let's say if you want to change our username, our apa nama dia, our password, it is mining. So when we change it, it's basically change the language, the hash language. Apa will also be changed. So it will reflect the safety of the entire blockchain lah, without needing a central system because it is independent. So we can change our usernames, our ni by following the instructions, the safety instructions that given by the systems or that already set by the one like a bank have set. Okay, these are the blockchains, multiple blocks of data chained together through cryptographic. So dia ada cryptographic is a virtual signature, cryptographic function in such a way that it is not possible to modify data contained within those blocks. Changing data will break the chains. Okay, so every block ni they have like a customer A, customer B, customer C, they have a different cryptographic. For every single transactions, the language is different. But the language that like we have English language. This one SHA-256. Okay, so the language of the blockchain is SHA-256. All the block will use the same language, but the code, the hash is a difference, depends on the data. Okay, these are the blocks of chain. Okay, and then assume a hacker is trying to change the contents of the block too. They change, they replace our names like this one. But and then basically they cannot change. They cannot change because it's already tied with this block and tied with this block. If they basically they cannot just simply hack this one because this block too have their own cryptography. Number ni they cannot simply just replace with any names. Okay, because the username and password is already set, already changed using the hash here. Okay. So Bitcoin and blockchains. Okay, so how Bitcoin transaction works? Bitcoin is currency. Okay, the currency that is used in the blockchain technology. For sure, the currency is used to make a transaction. We use currency, we use money to make a payment, isn't it? We use money to make investment. We use money maybe to sell something, okay? Because we have to prepare money for the balance, kan? Okay, so this Bitcoin is used for the payment, for the investment. Okay, how it works? The first one is transaction request. Some person requests a transaction, and then she must sign it. Request transactions like to transfer money, request to the bank. Like we sign in the Maybank to you. Okay, we select money transfer. Okay, and then transfer lah, and then broadcast transactions to the P2P network. P2P network transfer money to the same bank account or to the third party. The signed transaction is broadcasted to a P2P network with the help of nodes. It goes to a pool of pending transactions. Pool of pending transactions lah. Okay, transfer money. Pool of pending transaction is transfer money. All the transaction transfer money, like say transfer money to CIMB account. Not only us that wanted to transfer to the CIMB account, maybe they have other parties that want to do the same transaction at the same times. So it is pending transaction, okay. And then the validate transaction and add to a block, the network of nodes validates the transactions of their choice and forms them into a block with the help of known algorithm. Okay, the network of nodes. This one transfer money ni we refer to the Bitcoin lah. Okay, transfer Bitcoin. Okay, and then we want to transfer to CIMB, the Bitcoin. So the network of nodes validates the transactions of their choice. Okay, validate again, and then forms them into a block with the help of known algorithm. Okay, money transfer, how much? Then add the block to the blockchain. Okay, payment transfer. Okay, once a block is formed, consensus mechanism determines which node can added its block to the existing blockchain in such a way that is permanent and unalterable. Okay, now CIMB also have their own block, okay, that will receive a Bitcoin. Okay, so then we just the Bitcoin now is transferred to the existing blockchain, CIMB payment systems, like that, in such a way that is permanent and unalterable. It's permanent. When the transaction is done, so we cannot go back, return back and cancel the transaction. It is done. It's already recorded. Okay. So in this case, no physical money is transferred. Only amount of Bitcoin is transferred to the new existing blockchain. Okay. That one is an example lah. Okay, signing transactions. Signing transaction is when we enter password and username or account number. Public and private keys are linked, but it is impossible to ascertain how. It is linked between the account number and password. Okay, from public key A, $5 to public key B. Okay, public key is macam account holder A. Public key account holder B. Okay. Then private the individual A, individual B. Okay. Saya tengok dia punya the whole process. Okay, ni. So here, this one transmittance occur. The transfer money transactions is translated into algorithm SHA-256, and they create a hash value for these transactions. Okay, based on the private key here. Okay, so every transactions have different hash value. Because it depends on the objective of the transactions lah. How much transfer to what? So the hash value will be created using algorithm here, and then what is TXN? Okay, so signature here is maybe the tag number is broadcasted to network. The customer will receive a tag number and key in the tag number as signature to the transactions, and then this one is broadcasted to the network, peer-to-peer network. Okay, so the Maybank to you will link with CIMB, a block network can verify. So CIMB will receive, verify the signature. This is a real people that wanted to transfer a money, and then they will receive, and then they also code it or translate into algorithm, the same algorithm, and create a hash value here. So the output is compared against the public key of A. If they match, the ownerships of transactions and integrity of the transaction message is verified, whether this such of people accounts exist or not, and this such of tag number is correct or not, given to a specific phone number. Okay, so everything is translated using algorithm, which is the language of the computer. Okay. Hmm. So sebenarnya Bitcoin tu dengan money sama je, because Bitcoin is a currency. So the above process of signing and verifying the signature helps to establish the following facts. The transaction was indeed initiated by the account number that is claimed as sender in the transaction message, and then the original content of the transaction message was not modified as the transaction message was passing through the network. Okay, so the hash value here must same that is received from the public key A. Okay, it cannot be different. Maybe when let's say it's appear here public key C. So if it is not tally, so it cannot be verified. So account A, account B. Okay, same. Because it is network peer-to-peer network systems, so bank B can verify the bank A punya all the informations related to the account holder, for example. Okay. And then what else? The account number, our account number is actually is restored with the Central Bank of Malaysia main account. So there is a blockchain also from the Central Bank, okay, to the bank system in Malaysia. So that is why if we unable to pay a loan in certain bank, bank negara will trigger, and then they will record it as a maybe blacklisted customer. There will be a apa nama dia, a negative record of our own individual accounts with the main system by bank negara. Okay. Okay, memory pool. Okay, memory pool. The signed transaction is broadcasted to the network and added to the pool of pending transaction, which is called memory pool or mempool. Memory pool of the block ni, certain block ni. Ni kat sini pool. Ni nak masuk dalam ni. The network is comprised of nodes, some of whom are simple nodes while others are minus. Benda ni, simple nodes ni, nodes ni, I'm not sure, nodes ni macam block juga ni. Minus is the additional. Minus, nanti I recall back ya. Okay, nodes and minus ada pun. Nodes are device that run a copy of the blockchain software. In our example, Bitcoin blockchain software. Nodes are devices that run a copy of the blockchain software. And then in the case of Bitcoin blockchain nodes are also store a full copy of the blockchain. A miner is a node that runs specialized type of hardware and uses it to validate transactions and add them in blocks to the Bitcoin blockchain. Dalam Bitcoin blockchain, it is a store. So store nodes are devices that run a copy of the blockchain software. So nodes are device that copy the blockchain, the copy the informations. Okay, and then a miner is a node that runs specialized type of hardware and uses it to validate transactions, to validate the transaction. And in Bitcoin context, it is only miners who can validate and write the transactions to the blockchain. That is why in Bitcoins, we always heard about mining, data mining, the miner, okay. Okay, so they are the validator. They validate the transactions. Okay, they write the transactions to the blockchain, to the store itself. When there is additional informations, they validate the informations and they write and then they forward the informations to the blockchain. Blockchain is a store of informations or value or information. Okay, so block Miners pick up transactions of their choice from the memory pool, verify them. How? See the next two slide lah. And arrange them into the block in forms of this structure. So miners do a classifications of the informations. These are the translated informations that they receive, the miners receive. Okay, they store in a block. Okay, so they will pick lah, is it the same one, payment, okay, this one from payment, and this one transfer of money, and this one or online banking or online business to the third party payment, or this one for investment. So the miners will will verify the information and arrange it into the block. So transactions they are in the same block are considered to happen at the same time. Dia ikut masa juga. Okay. Masa ni, these are all the information, the transaction happen. When we block it. Dia semua dalam sistem sebenarnya. Verifications of a transaction, although we call it as ledger, Bitcoin blockchain does not store the individual accounts balance. No, it only stores verified transactions in their chronological order. They just store what happens. This second what happened, that second will happen. That it is not a account ledger that store the balance of individual account. So owners of fund is verified through the links to other transaction input and output. So input and output here, simplified transaction requests. So amount from address and signature. They will verify here. Okay, and then output sama tak? Atas dengan ni, okay? Real transaction request. This one all the, this one the hash lah. The language. They translate into the computer for the computer to understand and proceed with the transaction. The computer will do the verifications and then computer who do the miners and miner. So block to block hashing, block 10 banyak block. Okay, so these are the chains of block that verify the information and the transactions that request by the client, by us lah, by people. Okay, the system will do their task. Okay, who and how gets the right to add next block. So according to the times lah, so they will store all the informations according to synchronize. Next. So consensus is a mechanism to collectively agree on the chronological order in which blocks are added to the blockchains, or in other words, on the chronological order of the transaction. The types of the consensus mechanism used in the Bitcoin network is called proof of work. Or the full nodes will run a kind of competitive lottery. They all will race to solve the same mathematical puzzle, and only the winner will have the right to add his or her block to the end of the current blockchain. What kind of puzzle they will try to solve? See on the next slide. Okay, according to Bitcoin protocol, this one Bitcoin je, Bitcoin punya context, only blocks whose hashes start with a certain number of O's can be added to the blockchain. In order to achieve this, the full nodes, who are called miners, will keep on changing a part of the data inside the block called nonce until the hash of the block will start with the desired number of O's. On average, it takes 10 minutes for some miner to solve this riddle. So they do the calculations or arranging the hash and then build the blocks here. Minus nya. Okay. Minus tu orang ke machine? Orang ke? Orang ke machine? Machine kan? Machine. Ni semua kerja machine. Komputer punya kerja. Okay? Orang tak mampu nak buat sebab all the transactions happen within seconds. A lot of transactions in one per chains. So computer will do their task to run and then to create a block. Okay, then when people wanted to have a certain information, then they will call the block, the miner will prepare, it will appear in the system. Okay, but to the thing is the apa nama dia, computer programmer, the one that will set what kinds of information, so what kind of information is needed for such transactions. Okay, they set first, and then the miner, the computer, the program will do. Okay, classifying the block, the information, store the informations according to their own categories, like a payment, like this one. Okay, so people will just apa nama dia, pull the report. Okay, today how many payment transaction that we receive? Okay, computer will generate that. Okay, so I think we stop here for today. Okay, insyaAllah we will continue next week. Okay, and for this Thursday, sekejap ya. Okay, sekejap I stop dulu recording. Okay, for Thursday